Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning and soon to be podcast. So I'll wait for a few folks to come on as usual and say hello to a few of you. I hate missing Debbie. Good morning to you. Good friend to the Martin Clinic. Kristen, Jerry, and John from Elgin, Illinois. Francis Marie, how are you? Sandy, good morning to you. You guys are great, and once again, we appreciate it. Debbie, and you guys are faithful, I give you that. Micheline, Nellie, and let's see, who else is watching here? Josh, good morning, Jocelyn. Bonjour, Connie, good morning to you. Judy, so many on already, good. Okay, we're gonna have a great session today. Beth and Kim from Florida. Always great to have you guys on. Donna from Portugal Cove, Newfoundland. See, we go coast to coast of North America and all over the world. Dorothy, Sandra, Donna, good morning to you, okay? So good to have you on. I know I'm going to miss a few, but I'll try and come on afterwards. Daphne, how are you? Another one from Newfoundland. And from Nova Scotia. Is it Peggy? Hold on. And Donna from Bell Valley. Diane, bonjour. Good friends, Nicole. And hold on here, I just want to see where that was from. Patty from Lance, Nova Scotia. Well, Patty, welcome to our program this morning. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? I want to talk to you. I'm going to use one big word and then I'm going to explain it to you. Okay? Senescence. Okay? Senescence cells. I've never used that term. They're more free radical. You know what a free radical is, okay? So a free radical cell, what is that, okay? And it's part of life. It's part of aging. You make free radicals, oxidative cells. The same oxygen, you can't live without oxygen, right? Your red blood cells, every red blood cell in your body has hemoglobin in the middle of it. You know why? Because it's like Velcro. Every time you breathe, your red blood cells go by your lungs and pick up oxygen. And the red blood cells are like FedEx trucks on the highways of your blood vessels delivering oxygen. Cholesterol are, okay, they're on the highways of your blood vessels too. And that's why cholesterol can't be a bad guy. Cholesterol is actually a good guy because it delivers your hormones, okay? One of the biggest functions. So those red blood cells are going through, okay, giving you oxygen. Now, the problem is, oxygen is sort of a double-edged sword. Whereas you can't live without it, but oxygen will also guarantee that you're going to age and rust out. Okay, so you get that, right? Buy a new car, I don't care. You can undercoat it, you can take care of it, you can do whatever you want. It's eventually going to rust out. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. In an open system, things deteriorate. Including you and me. We're going to deteriorate. But there's actually a cell called the senescent cell. Senescent cell, S-E-N-E-S-C-E senescent cell. Oh, big words. I hate medicine for that. Well, senescent cells are much like free radicals in that free radicals, and they damage healthy cells. And damaged cells are supposed to die off, but senescent cells don't die off. Okay, they don't die off. As a matter of fact, they stay in your body and then start damaging healthy cells, just like free radicals. Are they two of the same thing? Probably. Okay, now, I want to talk to you today. I'm going to go into a little bit of a deeper dive on vitamin E. Now, you know the Martin Clinic vitamin E is true vitamin E and exercise. Because people ask me probably just, 7 days a week, Doc, what exercise is the best? How much of it should I do? These are all good questions. Let me just stay at the top. Any exercise you do, any vitamin E that you do is good for you. Move. I was reading a verse the other day in the Bible, and Jesus said this to his disciples because they couldn't stay awake. And he said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And that's true, isn't it? Like, exercise for a lot of people is a bad word. They never got into a habit of exercising. But I've gone into a real deep dive as to what is best exercise. What is the best thing that you can do? Okay? And then how much of it? What is the best? How much? How often? Okay? We're gonna go over that. So that, look, again, all exercise is good. Any study that's been done on exercise is helpful. But if you understand the premise that I'm going to talk to you about today, okay? So the senescent cells, we're going to talk about that, and that's, if those things stay in your body, your body doesn't get rid of them, they prematurely age the cell, especially your muscle cells. Now, what is the significance of that? The more muscle you have, the longer you're going to live. Okay? We're all going to die. We're all going to age. But this is just a fact, guys. The more muscle you have, the longer you will live. And this is why when I talk about the best vitamin E, all vitamin E exercise is good, all of it. The best is what builds your muscles, because muscles is the key. Muscles is the key. It's not only the key to your bones, because people think, oh, bones, calcium. No, muscle. Osteoporosis is a problem of a lack of muscle. You need muscle. You need muscle even for your heart. The best cardio exercise is not you getting on a treadmill. I'm not against treadmills. So don't get me. Like I said, the premise, the larger premise is all exercise is good. You go for a walk. I love walking, by the way. I love walking. I'm a creature of habit. I love walking. But I never fool myself and say only walking is all I need. No, it's good. If you you people jog or whatever, good for you. There's no issue with that, but it's not the best. Science and research has proven this. It's muscle, folks. You must keep your muscle. Now, we lose approximately 3 to 8% of our muscle mass every decade. Okay? So I'm going in 70 decades here. Okay? So by the time someone gets to 80 years old, if they get there, potentially they lose up to half of their muscle mass. 50% of it. Could be more than that, but you got to do something about it, because I'm going to give you how many. I did a deep dive on this. Well, I've been doing this for. Listen, I got to tell you a little bit about my story, okay? And you probably heard it before, but for me, it's very personal. I loved my father. See this face? I look like my dad. It's scary, especially if I put a hat on, okay? But my father was my hero. Found out in 1968 that he was a diabetic. He changed his life. And one of the things that he did, ate steak, I'm not kidding you, about 6 days a week. Roast beef on the 7th. That was my father. That was in the 60s. Imagine that. He was light years ahead of other people. But you know what he did? He started working out. Remember, this is the 1960s. Nobody was jogging. My dad started jogging. And I said, Dad, what the heck are you doing? Oh, I'm running. He didn't call it jogging. Nobody called it jogging. The only time you ran when you were in the 60s is when the police were chasing you. So my dad started he said, I'm a diabetic, I gotta get in shape. Okay. I was, 16, 17 years old or whatever. But you know what? After about, seriously, about a month of my dad working out, he'd get up early in the morning before going to the office and he'd go work out. I finally said, Dad, wake me up. I want to go with you. I wanted to spend time with my father. He said, okay. And he'd come and wake me up and, you're a teenager and guess what? And, even during school days, he'd get me up early. Here we go. And what happened? So, guys, what I'm telling you today, I was 16, 17. I never stopped working out. I haven't. And of course, we've talked about this so many times. What a great habit. Get into habits. This is a great habit to get into. Vitamin E. It's not easy. No good habit is easy, but this, like for me, it's not hard anymore at all because I'm so used to doing. As a matter of fact, I feel terrible if I don't work out. But what is the best workout? The best workout is resistant training. The research is incredible and it is 100% on the side of resistant training. Either with weights, I want to show you, ladies and gentlemen, ladies, this is easy. See these things? They're bands. They're bands. Okay? See that? Not expensive. You don't need a gym. Look, if you go to a gym, good for you. One of the things that has upset me the most during this whole virus is when they closed gyms. I was screaming blue murder. How stupid. One of the best things you can do for your immune system is exercise. And when they're telling you, stay home for 2 weeks or whatever and shut down and shut the gyms down? Oh, you want to get my blood pressure elevated? Talk to me about that stupidity. What doctor on earth would tell a person they can't go to a gym? The best thing, vitamin E. You want to lower your cortisol, your stress? Go and work out. That's why I was telling people, go to the gym. Oh yeah, but they're locked down, they're closed. Oh, anyway, don't get me going. But guys, see these? See these? Now, if you have weights or whatever, ladies, hello, I'm talking to you. You know me. Sun, steak, and steel. Well, there is some steel there, okay? You see the sun, steak, and steel. Because this is the best thing for you. And I'm going to give you several reasons why you want to do resistant exercises. The key is muscle. It's not only for sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is muscle wasting. I am an observant person. I look. My training is to observe people. And there's some people, and I have to be careful, I don't know them. Would you please do some resistant training? You're walking too much. And if that's all you're doing, that's not the best thing. It's good, but it's not the best. I want to give you the best. The best is muscle training, resistant training. Sun, steak, and steel. Do weights. The good news is, okay, because I'm answering the question and I'll tell you all the benefits, but question number one, what is the best exercise that you can do? It's resistant training. Okay, one. Not cardio. High intensity training, yeah, it's good. We love it. But that's not the best. The best itself is resistant training. It's even the best thing you can do for your heart, but I'll come back to that. Now let's talk about time period. This is personal experience plus research. You know what it is? 3 to 4 times a week, 15-minute sessions. If you do 16, good for you. Good for you. I've shown you the app that I use on my phone, which is a very good app. I think it's called Gym Boss, and in it you have different things you can do. I happen to like Tabata. Now, Tabata was developed by the South Korean speed skating team. It's 4 minutes, 8 rounds. You do it in 4 minutes. And you can do weights with it if you want. 20 seconds, 10-second rest, 8 repetitions. I mean, you can do it that way. You can do it without doing that. But the idea is to do 15 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. You don't have to do it every day. Resistant exercises, 15 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Minimum 3 and a maximum of 4. Don't do it every day. Not resistant. You can go for a walk. No problem. But you want to keep your muscle mass, guys. This is key for your health. Key for your health. And let me give you some research now, okay? So we already talked about senescent cells. It decreases the aging of your muscles, your muscle cells, and your aging cells. This resistant training is very, very, anti-aging, number one. As you increase your muscle mass, you're increasing your strength, of course, right? Makes sense. But listen to this, guys, because you know me and insulin. The best exercise to decrease your insulin resistance or increase your insulin sensitivity. Now, let me just pause for 1 second and remind you of what that is. Insulin resistance is when your cells hate the presence of insulin. And it's because it's a bad neighbor. It's been around, you're eating crappy carbs, your kids are eating crappy carbs, your grandchildren are eating crappy carbs, and they don't even realize it, but they have insulin resistance. Their cells don't like insulin, but guess what? Insulin's going to come around no matter what, because as long as you eat sugar, as long as you eat carbs, which is just a big load of sugar, don't fool yourself. Carbohydrates are big loads of sugar. Okay? So as long as people insist on eating like that, which is the scourge in our society today, you develop, the first thing that happens is insulin resistance. Okay? Cells are going, at the cellular level, remember, insulin's job is to take sugar out of the bloodstream and then store it. And your cells are going, hey, pesky neighbor, why are you around me all the time? And I resist that. As long as your cells are resisting insulin, they create a process in your body, inflammation. It's silent. Doesn't necessarily mean pain, it could be. One of the first signs of insulin resistance is signs. Fatigue. You're tired. Okay? That's food. But isn't it interesting that they're showing the best exercise to improve insulin resistance, meaning it makes your cells sensitive to insulin, not resistant, sensitive to insulin. It's called insulin sensitivity. The more you have insulin sensitivity, the less insulin you need. The less insulin you need, the less inflammation your body, the destructive inflammation process in the body that destroys your blood vessels, that destroys your cells. And so, listen to this. Muscle is the key with exercise. Not cardio, muscle. Muscle will decrease anti-aging. It's the best exercise so that you do not age as fast. We're all aging. 2, it is the best exercise for insulin resistance. And you know us at the Martin Clinic, that is one of the biggest factors in chronic disease. If you lower insulin resistance, listen to this, the best exercise to help empty your liver. What's the huge problem in our society today? Fatty liver. Children, 50%. 50% of 8-year-olds and under, 50% have fatty liver. It's crazy, man. You want to talk about destructive to the human body is having fatty liver. Kids. Oh, I get so uptight. I want to protect children. I talked to you yesterday about the virus and what it does to children. This isolation and all this kind of thing, I don't like it. But secondly, children, their diet today they're already on the road to chronic disease, and the best thing that you can do, or they can do, is do resistant training. Resistant training. For those who listen on the podcast later, you're not seeing my face and you're not seeing me pull these cords. Cords are weight. So anti-aging, insulin resistance, the best exercise for insulin resistance is resistant training. Third, empties your liver. It helps empty the liver. Now, you can't out-exercise a bad diet, guys, okay? I've said that before, and I mean that. You cannot out-exercise a bad diet. You got to do both. What a habit to get into, though, isn't it? Even for young people. Even for young people. Aging, insulin resistance, fatty liver. Weight training will help you to keep your muscle. You see, you guys know me. I don't like weight loss that includes muscle loss. Most diets, the problem with them is it's calories. So what they do is you cut out your calories and you lose weight, but you're losing muscle. You don't want to lose muscle. You don't want to lose muscle. That's why I love the reset, because you're not losing muscle. You're eating so much stinking protein. Protein is the king for muscles. That's the food part. But what's the best exercise when you're on a weight loss program? Resistant training. Beats all the rest. Beats, all of them are good. This is the best, okay? Fatty liver, weight loss, the best exercise. Listen, this is almost shocking. The best exercise that you can do for your cardiovascular system, the best, is jogging? Nope. Running? Nope. Treadmill? Nope. Elliptical? Nope. Are they good? Yep, they're all good. Resistant exercises are the best for your cardiovascular system. Isn't that incredible? Who would have thought? Who knew? There's a commercial on the radio that I hear, and the guy says, "Who knew?" Every time I hear it, I say, "Yeah, who knew?" Well, who knew that resistant exercises are the best thing you can do for your cardio? They're the ones that help your cardiovascular system the most. You know what is the best exercise for anti-cancer? And guys, listen, this is the hardest thing in the world to do. But they have shown that if someone has cancer, and they should do this, the oncologists should be trained in this. You have cancer. What should I do, doc? You better do vitamin E. And it's difficult. If you're going through chemo or radiation, you feel so stinking sick. But the best thing you can do to diminish the growth of any tumor, other than don't feed it, don't give it insulin, don't give it estrogen, but give it vitamin E, exercise. Exercise, they've shown that. It's very, very anti-cancer. And the best one again is resistant exercises. Now, is there anything else on that list that I might have missed? Decreased risk of cancer, best exercise for cardiovascular, best exercise even during a weight loss program, best exercise for fatty liver, best exercise for insulin resistance, best exercise for anti-aging, more muscle, less death. Not that we're not going to die, okay? Guys, there's only two guarantees in life, taxes and death. But this is just science, guys. I'm just giving you the latest research on the best exercise. So, a little bit of a recap. How long? How long? 15 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. Okay? 15 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. It's a habit. Get into a habit. One of the things, okay, and I'll just end with this. One of the things you know how I tell you how much I love kids? I love seniors. It's because I am one. No, but I do. I always loved my grandma. I love my grandma. I love I never, you know what? I didn't know either one of my grandfathers. I really didn't. They died before I could get to know them. I wish I'd have had a grandpa, but I had a great grandmas. I did. I love older people, but when I watch older people and they can't get out of a chair, that's deadly for them. When they can't get out of a chair, that's deadly for them. I know, not only falls. You break a hip, you have a parent or a grandparent or whatever. It's this, as you get older, you got to be able to get yourself out of a chair and then balance. You see, muscles are the key to your balance, guys. Muscles are the key. Every time you do legs, do your legs. Think of your brain too, what it does to the brain. Vitamin E in the brain, that's a whole other session. Okay? But if you look at the seniors in home, they have a hard time getting around, and it's hard. You know, you have knee replacements and this and that. I understand all of that. But even then, just doing weights, resistant training, or the bands are fantastic. And they're proving to be, the resistant exercise, proving to be the #1 exercise that you can do for yourself. Start a habit if you haven't started already. Okay? Okay. Thanks again for watching. Thank you for making the Metabolic Reset the #1 selling health book. Numero uno. Thank you for that. We appreciate it. If you haven't got a copy of that book, we'd love for you to get a copy of it. It is easy to read. I'm not into confusion. I'm trying to make things simple. So the reset, the best, and remember what the name of it is. The Metabolic Reset, the diet your doctor won't share with you. It goes against the thinking of today, this diet. It goes against it. But I'm very, very proud to tell you it's the best diet that you can go on. And it's a 30-day program. Not easy. It's not easy. No one said it was easy. Never easy to eliminate all your carbs for 30 days. Not easy. But it's simple. It's not complicated. But man, oh man, does it work. If you guys haven't seen, if you're not part of our Martin Clinic Facebook group, please join, because there are testimonies every day of the results are incredible. And like I've said to you in the past, I'll put those results up against any other diet. Now, someone asked me, and I'll probably have to mention it tomorrow in our question and answer, a trainer had said to someone on our private Facebook group, their personal trainer said, oh, that diet isn't good for you. Well, I hate to tell you, that trainer doesn't know anything about nutrition. There's nothing better for you. Okay, so tomorrow, it's not too late. Send your questions in if you want to get it on question and answer Friday. Get it into us today, and I'll be happy to go over it with you. Okay? Love you guys. Talk to you soon.